Wonderful followers and subscribers of Holy Ghost Son. I hope this video finds you well. All right, I've got some few things to say here. I'm actually supposed to go to bed now. I could have dropped this video since, but I've been feeling, my network rather has been frustrating me. Anyway, let me go straight to the point. I saw videos today. We now have celebrity bandit, celebrity terrorist. These guys were doing giveaway on TikTok. Doing giveaway. In fact, one of the guys who chatted with them. Please let me. Okay, the phone is here. Let me read one of the chat on the live giveaway they were doing. Okay. One of the girls commented. She said, "If the born una well, just call me Maryland, Ikeja or Agege for Lagos." The man did not reply. He said, "Okay." This other person now commented. He said, "Please, I use everything beg una. I beg. My family did there too. Did there. It be like say the person wey talk am dey craze." Anyway, that's by the way. Now, take a look at this. Take a look at this. What is happening of recent is enough to make every single Nigerian mad. Now, bandits will be doing live giveaway on TikTok. Security agency, they will turn blind eye. Do you understand? But just pick up your camera now, castigate the president, castigate J. Tinubu. DSS will locate you, they will fish you out. The same energy they use to fight those who speak against government, they don't use it for bandits. So which is to tell you that these so-called bandits are the properties of the government, which we have already established. Now in the video I posted before this very one, the Brigadier General Umba's wife spoke in this video that Nigerian government value the life of bandits more than that of soldiers. Is that clear now? Okay. Now, let's just listen to this bandit. Just hear your voice, I'll be back.
Just you, man, leave us alone.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, we do.
I beg, now, leave us alone.
Yes,
Open your camera. Open your cameras. Camera.
If I open my camera, she una go leave us alone.
Yes.
Nah, lie. Say Allah, una go leave us.
Where are from?
I know here. Now which language una dey speak?
No problem. No problem.
No.
Which language I go learn now? I go come back.
Asma.
Thanks so much for watching. You hear their voice. It's on TikTok. This is on TikTok. Oh my God. It is well. So, I saw the video of Bello Matawale yesterday. I've been busy. We was saying we have located where the 25 school girls that were kidnapped, where they are. Intelligence. God. Whenever I'm doing video on this, they think they vex me. They vex me. Because I'm not the type that have ability to swallow nonsense. I don't have patience for nonsense. You understand? Bello Matawale, the chief sponsor of terrorists. This man you see, the Bello Matawale, who is the patron of all the terrorist keeping. You understand? Now he's saying on camera that we have located on a good day. If you're a security personnel, not a security personnel as if he's not their father, you understand? Or it doesn't have something to do with them. Would you say it in public? We are close to where they are when these people are on TikTok, they are online. So two things involved. Number one, if you never kidnap, you people kidnap them. You understand? To send whatever message that is best known to you guys. Yeah. You guys orchestrated the kidnapping. That's just how I see it. To pass a message. And after that, they also went to, if you guys remember, during Buhari, there was some other school girl that was also kidnapped like that. Later, they said the so-called bandit brought them. Meanwhile, there was a rumor later that it was soldiers that dressed like that and brought them. Okay. And these people, when they do it, Buhari called for big money. He said use it to rescue the girls, just to fund them. Nigeria is finished. It's finished. Sit it down. On the camera, we are close. Does that make sense? Now, the Maryland student, one of the students were kidnapped in Niger State. Christian school, you understand? Over 300 and something. Alana died by only 35 hours returned, and the rest. Celebrity bandit. But the citizen cannot call for talk in the country. Nigeria, our destiny is our hand, man. The time has come, we have got to sit up, eh? We got to hold our destiny in our hand. If not, we are being ruled, we are being led by terrorists. Everybody you see from this Tinubu government, from Maso Rocco to any level we want to talk about, all of them, they be terrorists. That I can tell you. In case today's your first time we're coming across my video, I want to say big thank you to you for stopping by. This is Holy Ghost platform, a platform that tell you undiluted truth.
Those are really big grammars, even for a PhD like myself. And maybe because in the last 40 days I've been at the grassroots speaking Hausa and Pidgin English, I'm losing some of my touch with, big grammars. And I can tell you, that is one of the things we also need to do to bridge this gap. We must get our boots on the ground, go beyond the rhetoric and slogan, because honestly, what the panelists, and I listen intently to Second Peter, breaking down this stuff, what we have to do. The highways, where we are right now is far from the highways. I know that I'm very thin, but I've become a lot thinner in the last couple of days and months. And that's because I truly believe in democratic institutions and governance. And I say this without any pride. I've lived in the most important part of the world, from London to DC to New York, everywhere comparable to Amak globally. And I know that people don't know that where you are seated today is the most important geographical part of Africa. This is the symbolic, the most significant place. And talking about partnership, a few months ago, I had the opportunity to sit with the president of Rwanda and having this partnership we're talking about. I was one of those young people who helped in terms of the recovery of Rwanda 15, 12 years ago. I was in Rwanda almost every other month. And in the space of 9 years, returning back to Rwanda again, it's almost unbelievable. Kigali is finer than anywhere in Europe. And this has to do with this question. It is, what did Rwanda do? How were they able to? This is what we're talking about. Do we really believe? He said something that it is because we believe that's why we're here. And Papa, I will say this, and I won't even beat around the bush, even for the opposition, as part of the alliance that must be built to hold true to our democracy. For the opposition party, it's not 2027. It's the AMAC election. It's more important than the 2027 general election. Children were out of school in the FCT. Over 4 billion disappeared. Sometimes we are looking, the democratic dividends are not high heavens. People in the FCT don't even know the difference between what the minister is supposed to be doing with what the councillor or the AMAC chairman are supposed to be doing. Opposition people, what is the job of a councillor? Is one that by the time he's done counseling with you, with families, he can de-radicalize bandits. We don't even have councillors in Nigeria. I have a friend in Cornwall. She's the councillor of Cornwall. She's a Nigerian. We speak every other day. These kinds of partnership, I'm inviting her to come here. She actually took me to the mayor of London. She's a councillor. Somebody who is a PhD holder, a high-profile person, but became a councillor in the United Kingdom. Today, people are confused and asking, Dr. Mo, what office, what position are you running for? When they can, are you running? It's not a local election. It's the most important election. Education is local. Health is local. Governance and the dividends of democracy are what? They are all local. Security is what? The number one security officer of AMAC is the chairman. Some of the job that the SCT minister is doing, actually, you are taking the job of the chairman. So the question is, where is the chairman? Where are the chairmen? Until we can, these are the alliances. And so when Paul Kagame broke it down, in 3 hours, like you rightly said, and this is not to just, it's not braggadocious. Go to Qatar. I've interfaced with the leaders in Qatar. I've sat with leaders in New York. It is not about the president, it's about the local. Some of these interfacing with people have been 10 countries within Africa. When we begin to juxtapose and see how have we come to, like, I mean, it's almost an aberration. But guess what, like you rightly said, it's not about the rhetoric of slogan. Even if I come here today and say this and ABC is what we need to do to build up those alliances, it means nothing. Because it's here in Abuja, people break street light, not because street light does not exist. Somebody went and unplugged the IRF. There is a regulation that stops that, but nothing happens to him. I don't know if we can talk about reforms, it means nothing if we are doing vote buying and rigging. The people, what did other people do? We must compare what other people are doing. You can call it whatever you want, but it is about the people. It is people revolution. What they did to stop other people in other countries, it's what we must also do to ensure that we stop what? The authoritarianism. If you need to carry me to jail, come and carry me. We must the road must be paved with discipline. You must lose weight. You must ensure blood and guts must go down if we must save our democracy. There are no two ways to it. Nigeria is still very, very young in terms of evolutions of nations. And I know that we want things to be fast, things to be quick, but in the context of what we're asking for, these are very difficult questions, especially when poverty has been weaponized. And not just that, we live at a time in our country where black is white and white is black. People who are, I wouldn't even sugarcoat it, criminals and thieves stand on national TV. So our young people, and I mean, I'm a 70 baby, so I don't even belong. I don't envy those who are born in the 90s and in the 2000s, because there are no clear lines between what is wrong and what is good anymore, even including the religious institutions, not just our political actors. But before I dive down to that, I just to buttress a bit about what Mama said. We need to get to, because we need complete total overhaul in terms of the way we perceive things. We need reformations, nation building, governance, leadership. The road to these things is politics. Politics, they say, is what? Is dirty, is thuggery, is everything. Until good people get into politics, we will never build our nation. We will never have leadership. And definitely there will be no governance. That thing that they call politics. And you're not entering into it just because, because it's also part of, Mama, I went to Kubo Market. 70% of the people there, because just one cycle of election that they stole your mandate, they say all of them, they've lost, they've thrown away, they've burnt their cards. And so I spoke to them. I said, before Martin Luther King was killed, it took 80 years of killings. And the reason why Martin Luther King was killed was because they saw that people were organized. What do I mean by organization? Organization is not agitation. Organization is not advocacy. Organization is not mobilization. At best, what we saw in 2023 was a form of mobilization. It is not organization. When we get organized, what happened with the civil rights movement is that the system was built. Black people were now police people, were now lawyers, were now activists. They sat together, they understood themselves. They said to themselves, those restaurants that are only meant for white people, those buses that are only meant for white people, those areas, on a particular day, they had over hundreds of lawyers, hundreds of people who could fight, and they had people who they now released into those areas. That's what organization is. Nothing will happen out of nothing. It will only come by what? Organization. Before Mandela became president, it took over 8 years of the ANC working and killing people like Steve Biko were speaking on radio. They brought them out to the streets, mangled and killed them. Nigerians, yes, we have crossed a lot of hurdles, but we haven't paid prices yet. Not even as much as our founding fathers have paid. They were young boys. I am far older than them. Nnamdi Azikiwe was the oldest. He was 39, 40. Tafawa Balewa, Obafemi Awolowo, all our founding fathers, different people, different religion. But because they could see what the issues were, as long as they were concerned, the colonialists, the white people was the common issue and problem. So they came together and took out and gave us a country. The generation after that, the younger Fela Kuti, the younger civil rights play, Wole Soyinka, they fought. They saw the military as a singular problem. So they came together regardless of tribe, religion, and class and gave us democracy. If you ask my generation today what is the problem, they tell you it's politics. They tell you it's Peter Obi, it's Atiku, it's Tinubu. They say no, it's Fulani headsmen. Ah no, it's second Peter or first Peter. They tell you no, it's here. We are a confused bunch of people. And as long as we cannot see what the issues and problems are collectively. So I say this, we must all get into politics because it is a road to nation building. It is a road to leadership. And that road, because of the complexity of Nigeria, is not going to come by microwave. Nigeria as a country must go through that. It's going to take patriots, people who are deliberate, people who are intentional, people who have made up their mind. It doesn't matter whether I win the election or not, but by the way, I'm going to win it. But whether I lose the election 100 times, it doesn't change my stance as concerning the destiny of Nigeria. We need people who are like founding fathers. The America and the UK that we look up to today have lived in practically 20 states in America. I can tell you one thing. American founding fathers came together, wiped out a particular people and built a nation. The Britain that we are seeing today, they paid for hundreds of years to have what we have today. Do not compare ourselves to where they are. We can't even compare ourselves to Rwanda. No, at best, we can compare ourselves to Europe 200 years ago. All of us sitting down here, we are at best foundation. And guess what? Foundation will never be seen. Even 100 years from now, even 50 years from now, if we decide to say that, we will fight irregardless of whatever we get. Because that is the only road to nation building and leadership. It will come by discipline, by death, by perseverance, by true consciousness of nation building. Whether we take it or leave it, maybe, just like I will give this analogy, you know, between, and I beg your indulgence to use the scripture, there is a 400 years gap between Malachi and Matthew. In those years, people who stood and said the truth were killed and nothing happened. People who even dared to change the status quo were mangled and nothing happened. And sometimes I wonder, is Nigeria in its dark moment where it wouldn't matter what we do? But guess what? Just one or two people who will stand. Because sometimes a child will be born who will not even know why he's having agitation. I don't know why. Look at Peter Ame could have been a billionaire. Some people here can be billionaires. And I say that with that, when I led the protest, I was offered $1 billion. Sometimes we don't want to say these things. My hotel in Guarimpa was, I don't want to say because I don't want any, don't pity for me. There is a cross, there is a price to nation building. That price costs the day we have in Nigeria, where as I'm speaking right now, you're not looking at ADC or PDP. The day when somebody is speaking, you're not looking at Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa. The day somebody is speaking, you're not judging him, whether he's a Christian or Muslim. For you can see the future of the country, you can see solution. That is the day we've gotten to the fulcrum where we can go beyond vote buying, beyond rigging, beyond the manipulation. It will not matter if they gather together. The day we see a future beyond the present status quo. Where we are is so bad. No, if I'm traveling to Lagos and I enter inside bus, and I know that in Lokoja, criminals are going to shoot me, it is better that in my bus, I have some criminals that have gone. Because those criminals, they will help protect me from the other dangerous criminals. The point I'm making is that the salvation of our country is not just going to come from pure people. If certain people have done wrong and even acknowledge, it is so bad that people have done wrong and they refuse to acknowledge that they are shoving it on our faces. As long as somebody will even agree to help to get us to our destiny. Because you know this, where we are. I learned this it was from Rwanda. We had an occasion in Rwanda, this is about 10 years ago. And we were putting more responsibilities on those who were the victims of the violence. And I remember something that Paul Kagame said. He's not directly connected, but he's connected in a way. Just hear that, because this is a question that you cannot answer directly, if you get what I mean. Now, there were a lot of people who were mangled and left half dead in that hall. But those who inflicted those pains were children who were people who were homeless. So the responsibility were on some of the people. You can imagine asking me to take custody of somebody who killed my father, my mother, and my siblings. I don't know if you understand. So the people, the victims, just like you were asking, were now venting out and asking questions that why are they putting more? We are the ones that are supposed to be taken care of. But now they're asking us to take responsibility of others. And this was what Paul Kagame said. And I had chills in my body. He said something. He said, the destiny of Rwanda is greater than justice. You know, at this moment, I thought justice was everything, because we want justice. Those who have done bad things, we should serve them with justice. But he said the destiny of Rwanda is greater than justice. that if we have to mark everybody that has done wrong, that him and every other person will go down. This is the attitude of patriots. This is one of the things we must carry as we move forward in Nigeria. It's a very difficult one. And I think I'll leave it at that so you can attend to other questions.